Well, hello.
Well, hello.
How's it going?
It's going.
Long time no see.
I know, right?
All right, everybody, welcome to the MNSpiritCast. We are on here live on a Saturday night from the state of Minnesota and Wisconsin. Tonight, hosting a very special comeback show from the Palmetto State of South Carolina. We have a great guest who has not done a podcast yet, so tonight is her debut of the podcast world. Before we get started, I'd like to shout out our sponsors of Dubby Energy. Any energy powder mix that you can that you mix into a drink, and it gives you all day energy, and it's very helpful. Huh. I should say, to get you going and staying alert for the day. Also, Crafty Rebel Creations, everything you need for that's horse saddles and things like that. You can check out Crafty Rebel Creations for that. Also, Schneider Customs, t-shirts, mugs, bumper stickers, all kinds of different things made customized to each order. And Provoke Paranormal Partnership, a fantastic partnership in the paranormal field, partnering with teams and individuals for all the support you need. Over here is my co-host and tech manager for Minnesota Spirit Hunters. This is Casey. We're not going to keep you guys waiting too long. Let's go ahead and introduce our guest all the way from South Carolina. It's Sam Thomas. Welcome.
Can't hear us.
Oh, she can't hear. Can you hear us?
She can't hear you.
She can't hear.
Is her mic muted and stuff?
Her mic is on.
No, now.
Can you hear us?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. How about now?
No.
Can't hear. We apologize for the technical difficulties. We did do a sound check before the show. So,
No, we can't hear. You want to let her know that you're sweet.
we apologize, guys, while we get this figured out here.
I don't think she's going to see it.
Well, while we wait on Sam and while we get this figured out, Casey, what's new in the paranormal field for yourself there?
Not much. Not too much.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes,
Now
we
we
can
can.
hear you now.
I had to refresh, so
We're good. We're good. Everybody, welcome Sam all the way from South Carolina, the Palmetto State. We have a great show lined up. And Sam, this is your very first podcast ever, correct?
that's correct. The first one and the nerve-wracking.
Well, like we said, you know, everybody here is
first time.
yeah. Well, everybody here is quite understanding and everything. So pretend it's just a video chat with a couple friends. So we already have a visitor on here. Here is Nick.
Yes. Hello, Nick. How are
We
you?
have and we have one of our very own hunters. Here is Beth. Welcome.
Hello, Beth.
So it looks like we're not streaming to Facebook for some reason. So anybody watching here, feel free to please go and share this video on Facebook so people can see it.
I've already
Sam,
done that.
let's start off by talking a little bit about how you got started in the field.
Well, Okay, hold on. Let me grab my drink. I'll tell you, it's like this. Right, it's like this. I got started. Hmm, the pictures I sent of that house, the location, because I'm an adventurer, but I've
Mm-hmm.
always seen things my whole life since a child. And a vision I did have as a child, looking out my grandparents' window, and I can still see it as today, was where the children's book where Jesus was resurrected. All right, now that I've said that, I can remember it and I can look at it like I'm looking at it now. I've always
Mhm.
felt things. I've never been in control of seeing. That's up to them. Yeah, I know. About time, Nick. But anyway, um, and I've really never hit the scientific side until I downloaded the app while I was at this one location, which I'm
Mhm.
trying to put a book together about that location because it's been empty since 1952.
Okay.
And, but anyway, my point being is that's what got me to download this app, and thus the app led me to Facebook, paranormal, a whole new world, scientific side, because it was always spiritual to me. Well, I went through a negative hole, right? So I started, and I started attracting what you attract what you put out. And,
Absolutely.
Right.
and yes, and negativity just wanted to crawl all over because I was already very negative mentally, and just some things that happen in life. You know how it goes. And
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I had a couple attachments, and I went alone, and I promised I would never do that. That was the thing. And I probably made a promise with a lot of people because I feel sorry for them. They've made me feel sorry for them. And there goes my guard. So my dog goes with me. Now, she's growled at a couple of things behind me before, but, and I didn't feel any indifference, like, especially in that home, that old house, which was very interesting. And I will show more whenever I get it together next 5 years. But I mean, I'm trying. Yeah, I mean, really, come on. I'm trying to. I said, well, I'm not going to write a book about everything. I'm just going to do like this house, because I spent so many years there, and it was burnt down by a fella that the guy that owned it, his kid had a friend, and he didn't have anywhere to go, and he was staying in it. And he told him he could spend the night there, and that because they owned it at the time.
Sure.
And so he did, and he had a fire in there because it was very cold. It was winter, and it kind of makes me mad because Dad was up the street and nobody. And this kid, he was young. He died.
Mm-hmm.
He is dead now. He hung himself, committed suicide. Rest in
Oh.
peace. Yes, I got a whole video of him running me through that house. Just his story as he knew it growing up. But anyway, then like I said, I downloaded an app. It was a Ricky Vibes app. He does his own, and I've gotten a lot of stuff off his as far as being a phone app. Okay,
Mhm.
but I'm really not. Who played that? Who was the fairy?
The fairy.
I just heard some app play.
Oh, we got some.
Y'all,
We got some background music going on here now, so we have a little bit of intensity here. Now,
yeah.
Sam, let me elaborate a little bit on what you do because we want to start each show. First of all, I want to start by saying Minnesota Spiritcast was designated to bring teams and individuals on to show somewhat, or the whole reason I'm doing season 4 the way I'm doing is to show people in each and every state that there is a team that can, in fact, help them. A lot of people in the paranormal field struggle with paranormal activity that is harming their everyday life. So we want them to know there's somebody there that can help them and not judge them, because a lot of people think we're insane when they know, or when they find out what we do. So I like to start each show about people telling us what they do and what they're about. So when you say that you're a adventurer, what made you want to go out and start adventuring, and how did that turn into something paranormal?
Well, I've always been interested in old things, and I hit like old homesteads, and I could pick up on the feelings there. And a couple of places that you run along on the old roads, you might have to cut through a neighborhood sometimes nowadays. But anyway, and the old forgotten houses, and then sometimes I've been left to their world before. Okay, I remember. I don't know it until I'm out of it, but I remember the smell of the bread cooking. Because, the biggest thing back then was like a barn, because that was their main focus on their living, And then they had the different places where they cooked and etc. all over, at these locations. And the barn was always the biggest, of course. And then, but a lot of them I ran into, actually, at the time I was not so negative, so I attracted positive things and never had any problem until I did.
Sure.
But I the spirit boxing and all this, with all that, the thing is, I could hear their words without speaking at a time. Now, when I went negative, I kind of lost my balance, and when scientific side kind of, I asked someone one time, hey, what is your reason, a scientist, what is your reason for wanting to know the spirituality aspect of because to me it's always been spirituality. I never knew this world until, like I said, I downloaded the app, and it's probably after 2018, and then I've been on I share a lot, but I'm not an editor, and my computers are haunted, I swear. I mean, two different anyway. All right, well, I'll talk about that another time. Okay, but so with that, this got me into the scientific side. I met a bunch of great people with this paranormal stuff. Everybody is so cool, like all everybody, you guys, and y'all are coming to North Carolina, I see.
You mean South Carolina?
No, North Carolina.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm but 2.5 hours away. Y'all.
Oh, there we go.
I want to go. Yes. Yes. By then I'll be able to go. I can.
Now, let me ask you a question here. With your exploring and everything, would you consider yourself a urban explorer?
Well, I do explore a lot. Yes, but that's how I run up into my location, my haunted locations, and like that house called me back overnight. But I could hear their words without, and then I got into the scientific side, and then I went down negativity. That's why I can't even get it out.
Negativity.
Let me knock myself in the back of the head, okay? Yeah, you clear that one up for me. Too easy, wasn't it? Okay.
Yeah, a little stutter in there.
Yeah, I'll get that.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, well, with that being said,
now that I said that, everybody says that.
Yeah, right. So, with all of this,
talk to me.
So, at what? Let me just ask you this, because I'm trying to figure. Your stuttering is rubbing off on me. So, at what age? How young were you when you started to believe?
Young. I'm not, like I said, that vision. I'm still looking at it now. I knew it was. Now I know he was telling me. Hey, don't forget me because of what you're going to go through in your future with spirits. Because I'm Bible Belt Baptist, so and we're raised not to believe. Do not believe. That's, as a kid, that's what they throw out to you. If you go to cops here, they're going to put you in a straight jacket. You'll get a good jacket, and it'll help hold you. And you can hold yourself together then, they think. We had a girl down here pull her own eyeballs out right in front of everybody after seeing a white in a dove.
Really?
Yes, and I would love to talk to this girl. And I'm not, I can't mention anything because I have not had permission. But I just know it's a newspaper, or I got the newspaper clipping. And yes, after seeing, she thought her friend died. She saw a dove and a white light. Now, what? But she was really bad on the streets and on drugs. But there's no drug in the world that's going to make you jerk your own eyeballs out.
No.
Right.
So we're talking physically ripping the eyeballs out.
People saw
Wow.
this downtown Anderson, where I grew up, which I'm not just next door to that, I mean,
Holy crap.
yes. And
that's just mind blowing.
Yeah, I wonder, I just wonder if she, to me, that I feel like that, it's easy to enter someone if you're really high all the time. You're going through that, and, so negativity attracts negativity. And so therefore, any spiritual thing. So people down here don't look at it that way. Now, she just said she was something had possessed, or she had something in her. She would, probably got put in the mental institution, or she might believe it's the drugs. I don't know. That I don't know, but I really would love to interview the guy. I mean, the girl. And I thought about doing this but if she will, I just hate to impose on her.
It could be a very sensitive subject for her. So, I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask, but it could be a very sensitive subject, so she might not want to. But like I said, it doesn't hurt to ask. So, since we are on a limited time here, I want to get to a couple of my fun questions for you. Yeah. First of all, what are 4 of your favorite investigation venues? Where have you been that you absolutely love?
As far as my investigations,
yes.
Okay. I've been to the Cemetery Island, but that wasn't a good day because the people with me were fighting. But I did get some EVPs and stuff. I did a spirit session. I went the other way. I thought I was going toward the graveyard. But I ended up. But you can actually go out there and camp. Now, come to find out, I was watching this. A man had moved here. Let's see. I wrote his name down right here because I knew I wouldn't remember it. But his name was let's see, Cyril Gray. Let's see, Gray Eagle Broin, Broin, which he built a house, right there on the it was a Saluda River, I believe it was at the time, or anyway, the rivers before it was a lake, and he built a cabin there. Well, and that was back in the 1700s, but they left their place because his mother's grandmother was actually at the Salem witch trials, and her name is direct. Let's see, what is it? Let's see, Directa. You remember? I don't remember that name.
I'm not sure.
Bridget Bishop was the first one. Bridget Bishop was the first one to be hung. At the because I got a list of them, but she might have been one of the ones. But she was hung in 16. I think they said 1680. 1693. Excuse me. So the witches, a lot of people just lost innocent lives, and it really, if I don't know if you look back on the witches and the history of it, but there's a killer documentary on YouTube about that, and I'll post it later on in the on the post. I mean, just post it and send it, But anyway, my point with this, yes. I got into it. I've always been into it. To me, it was normal. Talking to somebody else here was not normal. So you just didn't do that here. And finding somebody that's serious about it here is because, this place around here, these people are about crazy. And I know that's everywhere. But these people are stupid crazy as far as just they don't do what they say they're going to do, and I don't want anybody going with me for the wrong reasons whatsoever, because I don't want any kind of bad feelings or anything like that. I don't want them to be there because they think it might, they're going to wrong reasons. Some of them think they might see a ghost. You never, and it's and that kills me when they get all frustrated because they're not seeing all this.
Right.
Right. Like, I can't, help that, because sometimes it depends on the person. They might not like the person or whatever. That's my son just hitting in, and I need to share it to him. But I sent him the link anyway. With that, now that I said that, and so anyway, I cannot find a damn team. I need a team, and I don't know of. I don't want to put just an ad out there. Come on. I know we have one down here in South Carolina. It's South Carolina Paranormal big deal thing. I can't remember where they're based out of, but there's I know they were down here for a convention once, a couple of Halloweens ago, I believe, around that time. And at a place not too far from here in Abbeville, South Carolina, which is that hotel. There's a hotel name, and then there's the theater right beside it. And I want to say the bell. Oh my goodness! At night, I can't remember anything, y'all. I'm an old person. This, but anyway, this one in Abbeville, and I will throw that. I might have sent that to a link to you on your chat today.
Possibly.
I sent a lot of links to that Cemetery Island. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, he ended up selling it to a Harrison. Anyway, they tore the cabin down that the guy had that he sold it to, and built a plantation, and they married into the Pygmies, which is a big deal with the Stone Church. I sent you the Stone Church link.
Yes.
Yes, and okay. Now, did you see? I don't know if that one picture I said if you can see.
Let's see. I'm gonna pull these up.
I mean, to me, it looks like, but I'll see if y'all can see. If one of y'all can see it now, but at that house that I investigated that's burnt down now, it was very active, and I couldn't get more to you. But I didn't get into the EPP until the scientific side, and I'm not really all that good at that editing. As you can tell, I'm not good at computers, and everybody knows this already. And I thought I was going to be able to do that, but I guess not.
Is this the one we're talking about?
That's the house. Yes, that's the side of the house. As you're kind of walking up, now that's the front of the old house, correct? That is one of the spirits. That's a capture walking out the back door. Yes, he's walking out the back door, and he's kind of like pointing out, it looks like to me.
Okay,
now,
and then we have this.
And that is, which one is that one? I'm trying. Oh, that's the back of the house when you come in the back. That was the back. And I've got videos.
Here's that thing again.
Yeah. Now, see, bottom right, you'll see an Indian, and he'll have a band around his head, and he'll have a chief. One feather either means medicine man or chief. The bottom, to your bottom, it's going to be to your bottom right part of it, and you will be able to see this fella. Let me flip myself sideways.
I see it from here.
What happened to me? There we go. You see it? Can you see it? I can't. I'm on this phone now, so it's hard for me to see. But yes, that is there, and they're like balls of energy. Well, the third time I went to this place, like I said, I had to take the pictures off the phone because nothing recognized that old phone.
Oh,
and I've been keeping it charged.
I see what you're saying.
That's the third time. Yeah, you see it now?
Right over.
It's right at the bottom. Yes, it's easy to see, and that either means medicine man or
right over here.
If you see it, yes.
Oh,
Yes,
Messenger is
I-
being updated. So,
Oh,
okay, so that's awesome. So these are the places you've been to. Now, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break here, but before I do that, what are 4 of your bucket list places, whether they be in South Carolina or any other state?
my bucket.
That give you
Um,
that to talk about here.
my bucket list would be to come. I guess that would be. I'd love to go visit Gettysburg. That would be awesome.
that's
But
on my bucket list.
a lot of them, because y'all have a lot of places up there,
Yep.
and that are near a lot of you guys, because most of the people on here are up north or there in Colorado or whatnot.
Right.
Yeah, but but they're all over, and everybody's so great. Hey, we love you guys, by the way. But I want to go to Waverly Hills.
Yeah, I want to go there too.
I'd love to meet a lot more of the people the groups that I've met. I'd love that. Now I noticed, like I said, the Paracon. But anyway, there's a lot, and there's a lot of places I'd love to go. But if I got a chance, hell, I'd go in a minute, because I'm not gonna wait till I'm kicking the bucket, because
Right.
to get my wings and fly there. So you know how that goes.
Yes,
But
I do.
say bucket list. Hey, if you get a chance, do it, because you might not ever get it again.
Right.
We
And
never.
that's why every year I go to the Michigan Paranormal Convention. That's where a lot of the big names are, and I've actually been there 3 times now. So, and then you become friends with them. The more you go, the more you become friends with them, and it's really cool.
Yeah, I'd love to. I've always wanted. I keep thinking, well, goodness, come to South Carolina, you guys, because nobody ever does. But we have a lot interesting. There's a Hell's Gate in Spartanburg, and it's known for. And the back of them is really the back of the cemetery. They say that's where you don't want to go, but if you want to go investigate there, you can go back to the back, and that's where you're going to get. But I'm really not much of a evil fan, because I have had an attachment before.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of stragglers coming with me a few times from places that I go by myself. So I can't do that anymore. And I promise that. And I'm DTing like hell from going to do things. Because Ridge Church, there's another place as well. There's an old, around here anyway, there's an old, in Greenville, there's an old playground, abandoned haunted playground. And I'd like to catch that one just around in here. And we also have Ridge Church down here in Lounsville, South Carolina, which is very, don't go there if you got a negative mind, okay?
Right.
Because I said, but it is very interesting. There's a lot of things been captured there. I didn't get a chance to get everything to him because of work and my slackness. I'm not going to lie to you. But goodness, I wish I could see all the chats. Is anybody chat? I don't think anybody. I think everybody thinks nobody had to join StreamYard.
Yeah, I can't click anything, but yeah.
But anyway, most of them.
Nick says there definitely needs to be more Paracons for the Carolinas. I agree, and I'm gonna say this: in Minnesota, we have one called the Minnesota. What is it? There's one Paracon here, and it's generally in the month of October, and we need more. So I wanted to throw one myself. So
we don't have many here in Wisconsin.
Casey's right. We need one in Wisconsin as well, and we're having one in Iowa next year. So that'll be fun. These Paracons eventually become family reunions. I can't agree more. Sam, you know all too well how much I would love to come out to South Carolina.
And yes, I do, Nick. I love that Nick. He's something else. He's great. He's a great guy, and he's the lovingest person. And he does a lot of shows. I'm sure you've seen him. I've shared him out.
I probably have.
Yes. But
I watch and do so many shows that I can't keep track.
Right?
been busy beavers. I mean, along this path of the last year or two.
Yep.
And congratulations came up. You did what you said you wanted to, and you did that. You got yourself out there, and that was what you got to do it. I'm sure.
Absolutely.
And I can't believe I'm on here. It's the first time I ever have been on.
Well, I'm going to say I'm going to say you're doing great. It's awesome to have you on here. And after this show, I'd love to have you on again. So we'll talk about that.
Okay, real good. Oh, Sam, thanks. Hey, Nick, you know it. I say that all the time.
So, Sam, when you do investigations, okay, what do you specialize in? For one, let's start with, do you have a gift? Are you somehow medium material? Are you psychic?
Well, I have to be at a location to actually feel energies. And so, like, not over, I can see things or whatnot. And I see more than I do. And I see more than I do. That's not up to me, but I can hear their words without, like I said, before the scientific side, that it was all spirit for me. Hey, my son's watching. You can comment, son. Hey, son, he's watching.
Hey, son.
But anyway, now he just messed me up. So, Tyler, where were we at again?
I don't know. My mind eases away pretty quick.
Yeah, you talking about
statement. I mean,
hey, you over there? Do you? I'm asking the top right. No, but if you don't know, then I guess but you weren't listening. So
I totally was listening, but my mind just goes away so quickly.
Honey, mine does too. I derail a lot.
Yeah,
that's the way it is. Got so much going on upstairs.
I feel that.
Yes, but there are many locations around here. And do you remember? I'm sitting there pointing. Pumpkin. That baby girl. Aren't you a beauty? Hey, Pumpkin. Oh, you don't like Pumpkin, huh?
Hey, Rena. Hi.
You say hi.
Right.
Hey, wave.
Hey, honey.
Focus.
Right.
That's my little munchkin.
She's getting so big so fast, isn't she?
I know. She's already 2 and she'll be 3 in July. It's hard to believe.
Last week.
Time flies.
Maybe last week. Go ahead.
Squeak said told you about what you were asking her.
Oh, well, we were talking about what you specialize in when doing an investigation.
Oh, yeah.
Let me elaborate on that a little bit, because this question throws a lot of our guests. What I mean by that is, when we go to an investigation, what we do is we generally start with a walkthrough to see what we're dealing with, where we're going to put our equipment base, that kind of stuff like that. And then we'll do our investigation, and then we'll do a follow-up. And then we'll see if it needs to be cleansed, if we need to do a house cleansing or something like that. And we'll just see what services we need to offer for... You're trying to get on my Disney Plus? And we'll just see... We'll see what services we need to offer. So when you're investigating, what services do you offer?
I don't offer any other than support, because that's about all I can do. I don't have a team. I do not have a team. I can't go alone anymore, because I feel too much and I attract too many, and I feel sorry. There goes my guard. Okay.
Sure.
And there I go through this attachment thing. That first attachment, it was hard. It made me very angry. I thought I was going crazy in time. I mean, it's just like, everything was just so different. It was unreal.
Oh, thank you, Squeaks. Sam, I was asking you if you had any gifts.
Yes, and she answers yes. Yes. Well, I can feel things. Like I said, I can see things when whenever, but that's not that part. I haven't mastered the understanding. That's not on me. That's on the spirits
Mm-hmm.
and about me. But I feel a lot of things. I can walk in a room like I walked in work yesterday, and everybody was so busy. I could feel all their tension, and I'm like, y'all just tore my nerves up here. Y'all are jumping jack flash, and I'm coming in. I can feel all their energy, and so I had to go back outside for a minute and just kind of catch my breath and go back in.
Sure.
Just the energy, and I have to be around because you just can't. I just can't, or go in. I like to go in blind to certain places, just to see if I'm on time. I've got many theories about this one house, though. I've got so many theories and I've been also on one video. I noticed that I was asking for spirits 2:00 in the afternoon. I was sweating to death. Been out walking beside the river that runs down to our big lake here. So that's a lot of power for this, the energies to come through.
Right.
But with that, I just damn, here I am. I got nervous again and stopped. But with that, I'd go at 3:00 in the morning. I would go and investigate. I got videos that I need to send you, and I've got a lot of things on this. And I'm starting a story about it because I was gonna do a story about everything, and I said no, I'll do one time. And I just can't go along, and I have nobody. So if anybody's out there in South Carolina and would love to, hey, look up and
come to Minnesota. You can join us.
Absolutely.
It's too damn cold up there. Are you kidding?
Hey, you know what? All right. I'm gonna stop you there because we have been warmer than a lot. Tennessee got more snow than we did.
Well, that's first. It's weird. The weather's weird, huh?
It's the El Nino. That's why.
Jet stream.
The jet stream switched.
Government.
Yeah,
if they come on, they are definitely playing.
Okay, perfect. So let's talk a little bit about your projects and things that you have done already. So on Messenger here, you had sent me one picture, and I believe this is from the house that we talked about just a little bit ago. And you had sent this picture right here. And for anybody who can't clearly see these pictures, you can check them out on our Facebook and Instagram after the show. We'll have them posted up by the end of the night. But this one right here, you said had a tribal look to it.
Now let me ask you a question. Did you get how many pictures did you get? How many pictures?
Oh, I got a ton of pictures.
Okay. Yes, I noticed that a lot of my, like I said, the ones I had to take off the picture from the third time I went, and which brought me back more and more, which I had to get. Yes, that one of them. Yes, that was an enhanced one. Somebody had enhanced an original for me. But I noticed in some other of my like the smoke, some of the smoke ones you see, and it looks like fog, but there's no fog. And I don't smoke on mine. I won't smoke because I don't want any smoke ghosts. There was not any fog that night, and as we're about, I'd go at 3:00 in the morning. Me, my dog, and I by ourselves to this place. That's how much I came to grow with it, which is not a good thing. No, I hear that, baby. A beautiful baby. I love babies. Anyway, so and I'm glad I don't know. It burnt down, and I cried. I felt like I lost my best friends, but that could have been a good thing because like I said, there was a video that I had seen, and they actually sat down with me in front of me in the video, and they did, and I don't remember any of it. I'm speaking old Latin before he gets up. It doesn't take but a second or two. He sits down in front. And somebody had translated it saying it meant good to see you, old friend.
Sure.
And I'm not sure. I will send you that clip as well. I do have it I've located it. I just haven't had a chance. I haven't been able to send it yet to you.
Okay.
Or I'll send it, or post it or whatever. But
Okay.
but I mean, I'm not an editor, okay, and I'm technically declined. I did good to get on Facebook, but I didn't get the strength.
No, that's perfectly understandable. So right here, if you guys can see this, right here is just a mysterious fog of smoke.
Now
correct?
I look closely at it, and you'll see the same tribal in that the one that you'll see the same tribe. And now, I think the Indians came and killed everybody that was living there at the time, and the people outside, like the ones of the pictures I had to take the pictures off of that I sent of the red things. Those were some now that one right there. Some kid told me, said, "Hey, put it negative. You see them where they touch you." That's the one in the middle.
Yeah.
The white. That was what my friend and we walked in, and I said, "Do you see that?" And it was like a bunch of little bitty balls, like the rest of them, of energy to form a man.
Sure.
So, and that was the day. Yes, I had to take them off that because, like I said, but so some of that's glare and stuff too. But the red things were flying around me when I got off the porch. But my friend pictures too, and he wasn't getting this. And it all happened after I got stung, after I stuck my hand in a hole in the wall. Now, the one down there at the bottom, the one right here. All right, let's see. Yes, Stone Church. Do y'all see anything weird about?
Let's see.
Look inside. I mean, if it's a glass, damn good one, okay. But if you look at bottom left, your left window, bottom left.
Here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Can you build it up a little bit, Marcus?
There's no way to actually do that.
Because I do see something there, but
it looks.
Well, let me also point something out right here in this window.
Trees. Or you see something?
No, I'm seeing a face, but maybe that's just me.
No, that could be possible too. But the one down here on the left, he's sitting facing the pew. He looks. You can tell by what he's wearing that he's older. He's got the the fur around his neck, and he's got that hat on, the old hat. But okay, this church. Let's see. I think this started in 1790s, maybe. That church and all the communities started bringing stones. There's a witch that's buried there. Yeah, that's some of that. What I got outside of my location that I've been going to. Yes. Now this right here is that's I think that's one of the gravestones right there at the Stone Church.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I caught something, but I couldn't find it. But I just got some pictures of that. And there's an ending right, but there's an old story about a witch. She's entombed. They have a wall around her, and she had. I can't remember. I just listened to. I read the story not too long ago. I think I might have sent you the. Well, no, I did not send you that, but I will post a story of it because by the end of the day, I can't remember anything hardly. Sure. But she supposedly her brother had found her in. They went back to get her because she was missing, so they found her and she was she was a whore, and I think brother killed all of them. If I'm not mistaken, and she was brought back to South Carolina to be buried, and that's where they buried her at the Stone Church. And there's a wall around her, and they call her witch. Everybody throws money on the grave on her. Excuse me, she's in a crypt, and lightning hits that crypt a lot. There's cracks in it. You can see where lightning hits. Sometimes it looks like there falls on it, but people pay not to let her out. But so that's how I understand it. I'm not exactly sure. I'd be able to 10% and there are many other. Yes. Hey, you want to bring Nick on? Yeah,
We can
Sam.
bring that on.
I mean, Nick, you want to come on?
Uh, Beth said, "What are the pictures of?" So these are pictures of uh in paranormal finds that Sam has found. The stone church. And Sam, let me ask you about this picture right here. What is the story behind this one?
He said
Well,
church.
that's an old Confederate soldier
Okay.
that died and was buried here because this church, the Pinckneys, they're a big deal. As a matter of fact, from that cemetery island we were talking about,
Mm-hmm.
the guy, the Harrison plantation, the guy that bought, he married into the Pinckneys, which
Okay.
it's the Pinckneys, Andrew Pickens, he came down and built, and started this church. And he was a big deal around here, and everybody started bringing stones in to build this church. And I want to say 17, but that cemetery is 1790. But anyway, they filled the lake up. They had a big deal about this but this is Stone Church. Okay, there's a lot of those graves out there. There's a lot of dedications. There's actually an Indian grave out there, and they got the rocks on it and everything. I can't remember exactly this what his name, how they pronounce it. Started with a C, but it wasn't Cherokee or Cowatoba, because that was mainly our Indians through here,
Mm-hmm.
was the Cowatoba and the Cherokee, of course, along the Blue Ridge Parkway and the Smoky Mountains, and which I'm right at the bottom of. And that's just more pictures of different stones out there in the. I don't know if I sent that witch one or not, because that's one of my good ones. That's just looking at from the entrance of the graveyard. It's a huge graveyard. Now that's Cemetery Island.
Okay.
That's this guy. That's the Harrison plantation I was talking about. How he bought from the guy that with the witch that died from. They came down because the mother got hung. Well, anyway, so she was finding a good place, and he built the cabin. Blah blah blah, because his wife died. Along the way down here, they were just getting away. I'm not sure. Anyway, I will post that again, because by the end of the day, I can't remember a damn thing. But these are Cemetery Islands, and I actually have I did a spirit session there. It was too long to get to you. I couldn't sit there and edit it. I kept knocking stupid things onto your thing, because I kept going to sleep. It was about 3:00 in the morning, and I worked earlier, and I was just really frantic about all this,
Mm-hmm.
certain things together. So I wasn't able to send a lot of long things through Messenger, and I got
That's all right.
I was so discouraged. I said, I'm gonna leave it at that, and hell with it. We'll go with the best we can.
Sure.
And do it however we would like to do it. Yeah, sure. So, next.
So let's briefly talk about
Is Nick
the Cemetery Island.
Mm-hmm.
Nick does want to come on, yes.
Come on. Yeah, Adam.
So
if you want to go, go ahead.
It's labeled. So Cemetery Island is labeled the creepiest island in South Carolina. And here, I'll share this over so you guys can see it. So we come over here. The creepiest island in South Carolina is one most people have never even heard of. Okay. And it says, many people were aware that over the years, as the many man-made lakes in South Carolina were formed by damming various rivers, many homes and even entire towns were relocated because they were going to be flooded as part of their projects.
Flooded. They took these people's land and this is back in 1962. They started probably a few years before, but It was built, finished in, I think, 62 or 63. The lake was, so it's not that old. But they
Mm-hmm.
just, the people they didn't give them enough to even start over again. They just took their shit. Joe Cassidy, was actually made for, because it was just made for power. Actually,
Yeah.
that lake was made for power. But there's so many people that reside on that lake and bought this, so it's recreational. It's a huge lake. You could put all the lakes around here together, and it could not be as big as this lake is. So it goes into two states and 4 counties. I believe it does 4 or 5 counties, or
So
something
this
something like that. And it's very huge. Yeah, it looks like a peanut.
Yep.
You get
So
pound-
this is Cemetery Island right here. So in fact, this island right here is just a full-on cemetery, right?
Mm-hmm. Well,
Okay.
and then plus there's some, they call it Ghost Island too as well. And there's
Okay.
some underwater as well. There's camping sites on there. You can go camp on that island.
So it says during the construction, the Harris family refused to have the remains of their loved ones moved inland. The matter even went to court, where in the end the government washed its hands of being responsible for graves or maintaining the island.
Yes, I did notice there was some crap. Nobody, as far as I know, nobody has ever vandalized it. But but there are camping. There's camping. There's 4 camping places on there, and then that would be a full weekend thing, with the team.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, it doesn't to swim to it from Townville, South Carolina boat ramp. I mean, the lake goes so far. I think there's, I can't remember how many miles of shoreline. A lot.
And these are some similar pictures to what you have taken.
Those are the main roads. A couple of Pinckneys, like I said, he married into the Pinckneys, which is Andrew Pinckney's sister, I believe.
Okay, and here's some. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Tell me, I believe. Go ahead.
Okay, so what is the story behind Cemetery Island at Lake Hartwell? A long time ago, during the late 1700s, a little island was a plantation known as the Harrisburg Plantation. While nowadays the entire plantation, or what is left of it, is underwater thanks to a damming project in the 1950s. Not wanting to disturb the bodies and without consent from descendants of the Harrisburg Plantation, a small island was created out of the cemetery, sparing it from the same watery fate as the rest of the land. Today, it's public land you can visit as long as you have a boat.
I got 2 kayaks. But I mean, hey, it's not hard to get a kayak. I'm sure everybody has one nowadays. But it doesn't take any time to paddle out there.
That's fantastic. It's pretty cool.
So up in the summer, man, and we'll have to go out there and check it out.
Absolutely. That's something we're going to have to check out, Casey.
Hell yeah.
Definitely.
We're going to have to go check that out.
Ridge Church. That was, I see something on church.
Yes.
It is.
Okay, let's see what few questions we have for you here. Okay, let's ask you, what makes South Carolina a good place for a paranormal tourist?
A tourist?
Yes.
South Charleston. Charleston is the old, it's got so much history. It's one of the that's where everything pretty much happened. Now South Carolina was one of the 13 colonies to begin with, and still is one of the 13 states here whenever they found. But anyway, point being, Charleston's about 5 hours away from me, so that's why I haven't been up that way. But there's I'd love to go to Savannah, Georgia. That's really creepy. But there's a lot of places. There's Ashtabula and Abbeville. Son, Tyler, what is that hotel called in Abbeville that's haunted. I kept saying, and the place, and because I can't remember the one on the square next to the old theater, because the theater's supposed to be haunted too. Y'all get kicked out of the Ridge Church, so it is creepy.
I'd like to visit this. I'd like to visit this stone church or whatever it is.
It's very interesting. Very interesting history. There's a lot of there's Ashtabula, which is not far down the road from me, and it's known to have hauntings.
Okay.
And they have a lot of weddings and stuff and such there, but it is very known for its hauntings. A few hauntings, so that's a place you can actually put in to rent it to do investigations.
Oh wow!
Yeah, there's different places. There's a Hell's Gate, like I said. Let's see, where am I? There's a Devil's Den in Fort Mill, I believe, which is supposed to be. All right, might have answer. Yeah, if he, I don't know if we got time, but yeah, if Nick will come on here, he's welcome to out here.
Might I suggest a really cool idea is having you and Nick do some investigations together, because you guys seem to know quite a bit about these locations.
Well, he's done a lot of studying about everything. He knows a lot about everything. And plus, I've sent him a lot of things too as well. But he gets his own learn on about a lot of things. Okay. I've watched him for a long time. This will be the first time he's ever watched me. So how do you like
us too?
Right.
But I mean, but he's always, and I've always loved catching his stuff. But there's a while I had to back off Facebook because I had to make myself start coming out more. Okay.
Absolutely.
My area I was in, and slowly but surely, hey, a work in progress. The Belmont Inn, my son just texted me and said the Belmont Inn in Abbeville.
Okay.
I love you, Nick. You cool.
All right, Sam. Well, go ahead.
No, go ahead. What else?
Well, I was gonna say we're gonna wrap up here with some of our follow-up questions, and then we'll let you get back to your Saturday night here. What's coming up next for your paranormal exploration?
Well, I'm hoping I'm able. Probably that thing in North Carolina.
I would.
I'm only 2.5 hours away from there through the highway, but I like hitting them. I like going the back road. So
just jump in the Jeep, pop off the doors and the top, and get rolling.
My son said, "Son, you can comment on this show if you want to."
And for everybody watching, feel free to share it out on your platforms. Get the name out there and. Give them a little taste of the hunters. You guys won't be disappointed.
Yeah, my son, he gave me an EVP. I mean an EVP. EVP. I've never had any luck wearing pods though.
Man, I'm sitting here listening to you, and it's bringing back my Tennessee days.
Yeah, you neither.
Just bringing it back. I was full on Southern. I was. I gained the nickname of Tennessee.
Somebody said, "What's yonder?" And I said, "Anywhere where you're at is yonder." I said, "So if you go over yonder, then you will be where you're at, and then everywhere from there be yonder." And that's all I could give them.
Thank you, Nick. Appreciate it.
And what did he say?
He said, "Already shared it to Things Network." Appreciate it, Nick. Thank you.
Yeah, throw me out there, buddy.
No. Yes, absolutely. So, okay, Sam, and then what would be we'll end with this question. Where can we find your videos and pictures and things like this?
Well, see, like I said, I have a hard time with keeping up. I swear, my computer's haunted. There's no doubt. I listened to an EVP that I had a long time ago, and it told me after asking. And I'm waiting on somebody and then it said he was something the same voice. And this was in last night, the same period. Okay. So that was a weird little thing. So when I went to let him listen, that's what it said. I said, no, a minute ago it said, my name's Newman. What's yours? And it just as plain as it's what it, and then it said, can I help you with something when I let him listen to it? And I thought, this is freaky. And there was another picture that I had up from this place I did run into called Wolfland, which they thought they were still alive there. Daniel Boone actually wrote it used to be like a trail for horses at one time. Mm-hmm. I did a history check on it. Anyway, that's where I got my first attachment from, my fault. But I got a picture and it was just happened to be up on my computer, and all of a sudden I kept seeing this shadow running and peeking around each tree. And this is a photo, okay? I didn't say anything. Everybody thinks I'm crazy as hell anyway about all this crap. Or all this good stuff. And I wouldn't say crap. I love it. They would think. And the boy, and somebody said something, and they got up. I started laughing. I couldn't help but laugh. And they said, what are you laughing about? I said, because I'm not the only one who just is witnessing this happening, is what's making me. And that's freaking me out, is what they said. I'm like, well, hell, I'm laughing because I'm just glad I'm not the one seeing it. But anyway, it freaked them out. You see what I'm saying? Because people, let's say, see or feel or go through, have any kind of touch base with the spiritual aspect of the spirits. They just don't, I don't feel like that they have a complete understanding. It scares them, which you can't trust anything you can't see. And yes, if you can feel it and say, do not go along, because if you got a good heart, they will break it. They will throw, they'll make you feel sorry for them. And that happened to me at that Ridge Church.
Hey, she's downloading games. No, we're not going to download games.
All you guys out there. And thanks, you guys, kids, for showing up. Hey, and I enjoyed it, and I wish. So, what's next on y'all's agenda tonight?
Well, tonight we are going to promote the heck out of the show once we are done with it. And
I wish I told you a little more.
I already posted it on my page, so
appreciate it. And next on our investigation agenda, we plan on making our way down to Illinois to investigate a old school that is not active anymore. It's specifically for investigations, so it's going to be pretty cool.
If I had the money to get down to Illinois, I would be there.
We would love to investigate.
Love to meet up with the team, with some of you guys, and meet everybody, and actually do an investigation with a real team.
Mm-hmm.
I go in and I'd set my cameras up. I had one in every room. I don't know how to hook them all up together like that. And I record it with a recorder or use a recorder. And then, or just, I didn't know about all that, like I said, till after I hit that world. The scientific side, the rest became natural.
Oh, Nick, you live in Chicago, huh? Well, we're going to be in Otterville, Illinois, doing the old Hamilton Primary School. So that'd be kind of cool. We'll be a couple hours from you there in Chicago. We're probably actually going to be passing through Chicago, so that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, you can join us.
Absolutely. Feel free, man. We got tickets up for sale.
Darn, y'all got plane tickets?
No, we have investigation tickets. Nick, if you would like, man. Nick, if you would like, I can send you a link over to get a ticket to be a part of our investigation. Let me know. For anybody who is new here, Nick, this is your first show. Feel free to go and follow Minnesota Spirit Hunters. Reach out to us. Ask us any question you'd like. Sam, you keep in contact. We've been talking for a long time. So
yes, very much so.
What's up?
You going to y'all in North Carolina? It's only about and I'll go through the country, and that'll be about a 3-hour ride for me. That's fine. But I'd love to come up there now.
So eventually we want to get every single state of the United States on our investigation list. So far, the only ones we've done is Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, and Pennsylvania.
That's a lot of fun. But and you talking about flying out and stuff? There's trips or what?
Yes, we're basically gonna pick one or two states a year, and we're gonna be doing them. So this year we're looking at Illinois, which will be our first time. And what was the other one, Casey? Where else are we gonna be going?
My territory.
Yes.
Green Bay.
So I think this year we're doing Wisconsin and Illinois. So we'll be returning to Wisconsin. So
how are y'all ever gonna get to North Carolina?
Oh, we'll get there. I promise you that. I'll promise you that. We're not only North Carolina. I like to make a full-on, maybe a whole week or a weekend trip to the Carolinas. Yeah. I want to see the Cemetery Island for sure.
Hey, do it, yeah. And I want to come up for that Paracon up there in North Carolina because that's not far from me. Damn, that's be the closest one. So if y'all need some help, whatever you want to bring, or some help while you're there, whatever y'all might need to do. Can we sell? What can we sell? I'm just kidding. We sell.
All right, Sam. Well, let's go ahead and wrap up with our final question here. And my final question to you is, what would be one piece of advice for a newcomer in the paranormal field?
Be open-minded and listen to people before you about the do's and don'ts, because it's not any joke. You can't believe anything you can't see. I don't care what it sounds like.
Yes.
And always have someone with you that can spot other things that if things happen, because you never know. Things could go south in a minute if you're alone. It depends on, what you have inside you. And always faith in your higher power. That will be your protection.
Thank you, Nick. Appreciate it. Thank you, Sam. We appreciate it very much. I want to remind everybody to go and check out Sam Thomas. You can find her on Facebook. I'm not sure if you're on YouTube or not, but
no, I'm not on anything. I'm on here now.
Okay, so everybody check out Sam Thomas on Facebook.
Good to meet you and everybody, and thank you, Mark.
Yeah, no problem. I'll keep in contact, and with your permission, all of these photos and videos I will post to our Instagram and such.
And I've got more, and I will send those. Are probably a lot easier for me to send this time since I'm not the show, because I was nervous.
Hey, feel free to send me anything, and I will promote the heck out of it for you.
I need you to edit for me, by the way. Okay,
works for me. All right, guys. Well,
I got thank you.
Bye. We appreciate you coming on. Thank you.
All right, bye, guys. Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, everybody. I want to remind everybody to go check out Sam. Where did Casey go? He left me. Anyway, I'm going to finish the show on my own here. I want to remind everybody to go check out Sam out of South Carolina and all the things that she does for the paranormal field. And I want to remind everybody to check out our sponsors, Dubby Energy, Schneider Customs, and much more. We hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And come and join us next Saturday at 6 p.m. Central for an all-new episode of MNSpiritCast on the ALL American Paranormal Tour. Until then, we hope you guys have a great week. We had a lot of fun here, and we'll see you next time. Remember, happy hunting.